Okay, so before I get into this story, I just want to say that I apologize for anyone that finds this disrespectful. But at the same time, you gotta understand, when I have the opportunity to do the Devil's Tango, I'm taking it, no matter where I am. If you guys are big fans of the channel and you guys watch these videos consistently, you guys would know that I would literally do it anywhere. And by anywhere, I mean anywhere. So before I get into the story, make sure you guys do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And honestly, watch me live on Kick, tell these stories live, and also basically tell you guys about how my crazy life is face to face live on the internet. So join me on kick.com/Bubba if you guys want to watch that live. Anyways, other than that, let's just jump straight into this insane story. Yo, what is going on, you guys? My name's Bubba and welcome back to a crazy story. So today's story takes place back when I was in high school. Well, I mean, of course it does. High school is when me doing the Devil's Tango was like a normal thing. Like, no joke, I think by the end of high school my body count was already at like 85. But sorry, going on with the story, I remember one time me and the guys were just walking down the hallway, you know, just doing our dumb shenanigans that we usually do. And I remember we were basically walking around the school talking about people that we would do the Devil's Tango with and ones that we would never even consider doing. And I remember as we were walking down the hallway, I remember there was one girl that was sitting under a staircase and she was like major emo. Like seriously emo to the point where, I'm not gonna lie, she looked like Dracula. Right after we passed by her and started going up the stairs that she was under, I remember my buddy looked at me saying, yo, Bubba, smash her past that chick right there. And I remember I looked at him saying, dude, there is no way I'm going to do an emo chick. I remember he started laughing at me saying, oh, come on. Like, what if I give you $100? $100 to do the Devil's Tango. Okay, at that point, I mean, there's no way I'm not gonna try. So I remember afterwards, I ended up basically going down the stairs right after and I said, hey, like, what you up to? I ended up sitting beside her under the staircase and I'm not gonna lie, it was really gross under there. Like, there was like a spider web, like literally like above us. But anyways, going on, I remember she looked at me saying, what do you want? Oh, nothing. I'm just trying to talk, you know, is what I said to her. She ended up looking at me saying, okay, like, you got like a problem or something? Like, what is it? Oh, nothing. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I just find your bracelet really hot on you. I remember she looked at me as if she wanted to kill me. And then she said, thanks. I got it from like Zoomies. Oh, cool. All right, nice. And then afterwards, I remember I decided to just get this conversation over with and basically pulled out my phone and said, yo, so you got like Snapchat or something? I remember she looked at me and said, you know, the government's like listening to you when like you use Snapchat and stuff. Like, you're actually so dumb. Just here, if you want my number, you can take that. Okay, cool, I guess, is what I said afterwards. And I remember I ended up getting her number and I told her I'll text her tonight. And to be honest, she said she had plans and I didn't know what that meant, but I just left anyway. I remember I went back up the stairs and my buddy, when he found out that I actually got this girl's number, he kind of started laughing and freaking out. And then that's when he told me, dude, I'm telling you right now, if you smash that girl, you're insane. Dude, watch me. Of course I'm gonna do the Devil's Tango. Like, it's literally in my DNA to do it. I remember he started laughing and we ended up going into class. And basically throughout the whole school day, I was just thinking in my mind, how in the world am I gonna end up doing the Devil's Tango with an emo chick? Like, what? Anyways, going on with the story, I remember after school came around and basically I got in my car and started driving home. But before I started driving, I remember I decided to go on my phone and basically shoot a message at this emo chick saying, yo, like, what you doing tonight? I remember I got no response for like 2 hours until like 6 o'clock, where I ended up getting a message saying, I'm like going to like visit my uncle. Like, do you want to come with me? Oh, yeah, sure. Why not? Now, you got to think, this chick's emo. So like, I can't imagine her uncle. Like, I don't really want to imagine her uncle, but like, come on, like, you got to admit, it's got to be something freaky. So I remember, just for the kick of it, I decided to basically drive down to her house. And when I picked her up, I'm not gonna lie, she lived in a really nice house and her dad drove a Porsche. Like, there's something seriously wrong with this chick. Either she's like an outcast in her family or she's adopted, or I don't know, something's off with her. But I remember when she entered my car, she was wearing the same emo outfit from when we left school. So clearly she didn't change nothing. And I remember me and her, we started like basically driving to her uncle's place. She ended up basically giving me like directions of where to go. And she didn't want to put anything down in the GPS because she said her uncle's like a very like secretive thing to her, which makes no sense. Like, unless you're doing the Devil's Tango with your uncle, there's no reason his address should be kept a secret, especially when I'm driving you, but it's whatever. I remember I started driving her and basically as we were on the way there, I remember I asked her saying, so like after your uncle, do you want to like go back to your place? You seem like you have a really nice house. My parents are home, so like I'd rather like just go do it at my uncle's. You want to go do the devil's tango. At your uncle's is what I said afterwards. She started looking at me and started laughing, and she's like, don't worry, it's not my first time. And we basically ended up, you know, continue driving. I remember as we were driving, we started passing by like a giant graveyard that was in my city. Like, it was a massive graveyard. And right as I see like the turn in for the entrance to the graveyard, she told me to turn in. And that's when I realized that her uncle was dead. Yeah, her uncle was dead. We were gonna go visit a tombstone. Not even her actual uncle. We were visiting a rock that was representing her dead uncle. Sorry, that sounds really disrespectful. And honestly, like, rest in peace to her uncle, but like, holy cow, are you serious? Anyways, going on, we were basically turning in and stuff. And I remember I parked the car and she had flowers that she brought that were apparently under her skirt. I don't even know. But basically, she pulled out these flowers and we saw her uncle's tombstone. And she basically said, Bubba, this is my uncle. Uncle, this is Bubba. He met me at school today and asked for my number. I think I'm doing something right. I'm not sure. You're talking to a rock. I didn't say that, by the way. I just, you know, mentioned that in my brain. But going on, I remember I started basically kind of just, you know, playing it cool, you know, letting her talk to, you know, her uncle that's dead. And basically, I remember I looked at her saying, yo, like, can I just ask you, like, how did he die? Oh, it was suicide. Oh, okay. That's a really dark turn, is what I said afterwards. And honestly, at that moment, I'm not gonna lie to you, I just wanted to go home. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think it was even worth doing the devil's tango with this chick. Like, I just did not want to do it. But then afterwards, I remember this girl looked at me and said, okay, Bubba, like, can I like take you somewhere? Yeah, sure. And then she basically ended up kissing her uncle's tombstone goodbye. Like, literally kissed the rock, by the way. And then she ended up grabbing my wrist and actually walked me towards these like trees that were nearby. And basically, when we got back there, I remember she instantly started taking off all her clothes and bent over. And yeah, that's when we basically did the devil's tango. I remember when we were doing it, in my mind, I was thinking, there is no way I'm doing it right now at a graveyard. Like, there is no way I am doing it while there's a bunch of dead people literally 6 feet under me. I felt so uncomfortable. And I remember I just pretended to bust because like, there was no way I wanted to see that. And basically one thing led to another. I remember like literally 5 minutes went by and I basically ended up putting up my pants and saying, okay, I think we should probably head back. You want me to drive you back? Oh no, I usually like to tell my uncle my experiences. I'll just take the bus back. You can like go. You're going to tell your uncle that you just did it at a graveyard. What? I don't know. I felt super weird and honestly, I did not want to be there any longer than I have to. So I remember I got in my car, I ended up driving back home and I called my friend and told him all about it. And yeah, I did get $100, but honestly, it wasn't even worth $100. Maybe like $500, I'll do it again. I don't know. But basically, that is it for today's story. Make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And like I always say, just follow for more embarrassing stories. Peace out, guys.